I'm Amanda Peters and I'm a maternity nurse, and I've been looking after newborn babies for over 20 years. And obviously a huge part of that is the feeding process. I always tell my mums that breast is best, but sometimes breastfeeding's not always possible for them. Giving your baby a bottle is very different to them breastfeeding. It's a different motion for their mouths to use. When mums carry on from breastfeeding and they give their babies free flow bottles, they tend to find that they guzzle with them and the milk runs out their mouths. With the Haberman Suckle feeder, they feed very slowly. When you shake your milk to mix your formula, you're creating bubbles with any bottle, but with a Haberman Suckle feeder, when you filter the milk into the teat, it eliminates all air bubbles, even micro bubbles. What I absolutely love about the Haberman Suckle feeder is the fact that you press a button in the teat, the feeder filters out any air bubbles at all, and the teat stays full of milk, even the right way up. When I'm feeding babies, I spend a long time with my neck crooked, trying to look if the teat is filled with milk. But with this bottle, you don't have to do that. Some of my mums are so paranoid about the dads filling up the babies with air with other bottles that they don't even allow them to feed them. Because of the special teat filtering out the air, the babies are taking on less air and they're much less colicky. There are several feeding problems that come up time and time again with newborn babies. One of them is colic and the other is reflux. I found in my experience, the Haberman Suckle feeder combats both of these problems beautifully. With reflux babies, you're able to feed them more upright because again, the teat stays filled with milk. And with colicky babies, you're eliminating any air bubbles that are going into their tummies. Many of my mums asked me when they're breastfeeding what the natural follow-on would be if they'd like to express milk for their baby. The Haberman Suckle feeder is the closest bottle that I've used to breastfeeding. When you use this feeding system, the babies are feeding much slower and they're able to digest the milk with no bubbles. The great thing about the feeder is that it has an adjustable flow on it. All you have to do is turn the bottle in the baby's mouth and it adjusts the flow by itself. It's that simple. The Haberman Suckle feeder is so easy to keep clean. There are 5 component parts to it and they're all smooth and easy to get your bottle brush into. When you've got a screaming baby under your arm, the last thing you want to do is to keep your bottle sterile with tongs and try to pull everything through. With this, you don't have to. 1, 2, 3. And voila, your bottle's made. I've been feeding newborn babies for many years now, and I've probably used every feeding system under the sun. The Haberman Suckle feeder is the best feeding system I have ever used, and I will definitely be recommending it to all of my new mums.